The gentleman yields. The gentleman from New York reserves. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield to the distinguished gentleman from the great state of Louisiana.
The gentleman for how long? Excuse me, Mr. Jordan, for how long?
3
4
minutes.
minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay, the gentleman from,
Louisiana.
I'm sorry, the gentleman from Louisiana is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Ohio. I rise to join my colleagues in voicing my great concern with the substance of this bill and the broken process by which it was produced. As we've all agreed, the issue of updating and reforming the way in which our communities are policed and strengthening the relationship between those brave Americans who serve us in uniform and the communities they serve are matters of critical importance. The people of this country expect and deserve the members of this body to rise to this occasion and work together to find common ground on solutions that will preserve the civil liberties of all people and protect and honor the legitimacy of law enforcement. These are not mutually exclusive pursuits. At our hearing in Judiciary Committee 2 weeks ago, you heard a little bit about that. It's interesting, the lens by which we see this. Anybody who watched that, I think they could see that we all heard moving testimony. George Floyd's brother, Philanese, was there. He testified in a very moving way. Their family attorney was there, another panel of experts that we all heard from. At that committee hearing, I and all of my Republican colleagues, and in the markup that followed, expressed our sincere desire to work together and find common ground with the Democrat majority to solve these problems. We all agreed on the core reform issues. We talked a lot about transparency and improving training and improving termination ability for those rare individuals who serve in law enforcement and violate the law and the legitimacy that upholds the character of our legal system. We could have built consensus around those and other key ideas to restore faith in our institutions and build trust in our communities. But unfortunately, just 10 days after introduction of the bill, the majority marked up the final version that we're voting on today without any opportunity for input from Republican members. They blocked us out of the room, and then they denied, as our ranking member Jim Jordan just said, they denied a dozen amendments, good faith amendments that we brought to that process. What a tragedy that is. And you have to ask yourself, because my constituents are asking themselves, people back home are asking why? Why would they do that? Why would our colleagues on the other side shut us out of the room when everybody acknowledges this is a real problem, that we need bipartisan solutions to it? My good friend Senator Tim Scott explained it well yesterday in his epic speech on the floor of the Senate after the Democrats on the other side spiked and killed his bill. He explained the process that he went to Chuck Schumer, the leader over there, and the other Democrats. He went to each of them individually to find out what their concerns were with his bill, to figure out how to fix it. He offered first, in good faith, 5 amendments to the bill, then 20. Then he said he would do a manager's amendment, basically to change much of the substance of his bill just to get something over the line so we could solve the problem. And you know what happened? They gave him the stiff arm, to use our football metaphor. Why is that? Because they want to preserve this as a wedge issue for the elections in the fall. That's why. And Tim Scott said it better than we could, and I commend every American to watch the video of his speech on the floor. This reality leaves us at an impasse today, and it makes perfectly clear that this bill, in its current form, goes too far. As Congressman Jordan has explained, it ties the hands of American law enforcement, jeopardizes the safety of every American. We have to oppose it. I urge my colleagues to do so, and it's a shame that it's come to this, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The gentleman from Ohio reserves. The gentleman from New York is recognized.